Hey folks, it's 17 degrees today. It's a beautiful day to be out. Hey, look down at the bottom there, that story. I'm looking at it too, huh? So I had to watch it. Well, a little bit confusing and concerning. So I've still been going for walks. I've been trying. I get 2 pairs of shoes. The ones that I normally wear, they're flat soled. They're like board shoes or something. But I like them because they have elastic laces and easy to slip them on. So I tried a different pair, tie-up pair. It's got tread on it, but the tread's really stiff and hard. Those are the ones I used to wear on my bike. So the shoes themselves, they're used to getting wet, so they're really hard. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've ever got your shoes wet and next time they're dried off, they're really stiff until you get them worked in again. They're kind of like that. And basically, because of the callus on my foot, it's very painful if I step in the wrong place. So I tried to find something a little different. They were better, but it just really didn't make too much of a difference. So I tried my hiking boots, and they're actually a lot better, but at the same time, I've been working on my callus, so it's getting better. It's not as painful to step on it now. So maybe it was a combination of the two, I don't know. But I never noticed until I got home last night when I was taking them off that the sole's falling off of them. So I don't have any Gorilla Glue. I think Zach does. Maybe I'll ask him if I can use some to stick them back together or something. I don't know. But I can't afford to get anything new right now, much as I'd like to. I don't have any really comfortable shoes, but I've been going out a little bit longer each time. And I went out last night, a really, really long walk, and it wasn't too bad. I managed. It's the same thing. When I start walking, I get really sore, really, very, especially my ankles and my calves. It feels like my muscles are really stiff, but if I try to relax, it doesn't work very well. And going downhill is always the worst. Well, going uphill causes more pain, but going downhill, it's really difficult for me. I had the same problem with stairs. I can go up the stairs, no problem. When I go down, that's when I had the issue. And that kind of relates to with my legs not wanting to be bent. So I've talked about that many times, but give you a little more specifics of what's going on with that. When I'm walking upstairs, basically I put my foot up to the next step and I'm forcing my legs straight, and that's not an issue. It wears me out, doing that, but it's not the issue. The issue coming down is I'm starting with a straight leg, and I'm as I'm stepping down onto it, I'm bending my leg, but I'm trying to keep it from bending, if you know what I mean, and that's what my legs don't like. So when I'm walking downhill, not only am I fighting gravity, trying to hold myself back, I'm also trying to keep my legs from bending too much, and my muscles do not like that. That's the problem. I can stand, no problem. I can squat, no problem. Trying to get up's the problem, but I can squat. But anywhere in between, my legs don't want to hold that. So if I'm sort of, like when I was painting here, if I wasn't on my knees painting, then I'd be kind of sort of scrouched down a little bit, and my legs wouldn't be able to handle it. So, kind of a better explanation of what my legs don't like. And that comes into play when I'm walking downhill, apparently. So, but I'm enjoying it. It's wearing me out pretty good, but like I say, I'm withering away. My muscles are just becoming useless. I have to get some exercise. So I'm gonna keep pushing myself to do it. I got out late last night. It was about 11:30 when I left here, and just before 3 o'clock by the time I got home, I took a lot of breaks. So I discovered if I don't actually have to sit down, I just stop walking. I can just stand and not move, and then I'm good to go for a little bit longer. So that's kind of cool. So the first place I went when I left here is I went straight to the park. I made it that far, but after walking down the hill, I was ready to stop. So I stopped at the park, rested on the bench for a bit, and then continued on. As far as Rona, I was going to take another break, but there was nowhere to sit. So I come up, I got as far as almost to Green's Meat Market, and I needed to sit somewhere. So I tried to sit on the fire hydrant, but it's really not anywhere to take. I can't. I basically leaned against it. I can't actually sit on it because there's really nowhere to sit on it. So I was never able to take the weight off my legs. So as I'm sitting there, I can see the edge of the road. It's kind of where the road surface is, and then it drops to the ditch. It's kind of steep there, so it looked like a good place to sit, and it was. The cool part is, while I was sitting there, I looked up the road, and I saw this kind of beige-colored figure move up onto the road, and I'm like, oh look, it's a deer. And I'd kind of watch it. It meandered across the road, and then a second one come up and stopped and looked at me. Well, I imagine they were watching me. And then slowly continue. I think that's the first time in my life I've actually seen deer walk across the road. Not run, not bounce. That was kind of cool, actually. And I kept watching for more, and it was just the two. That's the only place I could see them. I couldn't see them before they got to the road, and I couldn't see them after the road. I could only see them when they're on the road. So that was kind of nice to see. So I continued on. I got up to just trying to think. I got up to the steel place, Westcast. They were making a lot of noise in there, so I stopped and watched them moving their scrap steel around for a bit, and that's where I just stood still, just standing there watching. Took a bit of a break there. Then I got up to the next intersection. There's just kind of rocks at the end of the road. I sat on those rocks for a bit. That was actually pretty comfortable because one of the rocks, it kind of comes down and goes out a little bit. That was a perfect place to sit right there. So I sat there for a while, and I come down the road to the river. I sat on my tree, enjoyed that for a bit, and then I walked home. And I tell you, by the time I was coming home, the closer to home I got, the farther away it seemed. I was pretty worn out by that time. That was a really, really long walk. But overall, I enjoyed it. So, unfortunately, I woke up early today, and it was about 9:30, I think, when I woke up. I couldn't get back to sleep, so I said, okay, I guess I'm up for the day. And then around noon, I fell asleep again before I got a chance to come out. I got great. So, woke up, and it's almost 4 o'clock, and I got a notice that my package was at the post office. It's Friday, so, if I don't pick it up today, I gotta wait till Monday. And it's got the bolts that I need for the monster. Got me another package of 10, as I gotta replace the bolts that are all rusted to crap. Put all new bolts on it, and I'm good to go. I know they're not gonna seize up in a short period of time. And I got me some grease. I'm gonna just plaster everything that's greased. None of this spray crap that, the spray lubricant that I use. I want some actual thick grease in there that's not gonna wash out the first time it rains. Just kind of help things out, make things easier next time I take things apart. So the problem is, if the post office has been closing early, they can close at 4 o'clock, they can close at 4:30, whenever they feel like it right now. They're still protesting. So there's no guarantee they're going to be open till 5 anymore. So I was so worried that they weren't going to be open. So I made it. Everything was good. But I didn't have a card in the box, so I went up to the counter and she looked, and yep, there's a box there. They just hadn't carded it. So every once in a while they have a day where they're really busy or something and they just haven't got to the cards yet. So made it okay that way. Oh, I'm so stiff. So I made a decision with the monster. I'm gonna finish what I'm doing. I've got the important stuff finished now. I have to get it going. So I've got the bottom all painted up. I got everything, all the suspension all painted up. I just have to clean a couple parts, and then I can put that together, put the new ball joints on it, and I can drive it. Oh no, I still have to paint the inside of the battery tray. I technically don't even need to do that right now. Because if I do that, it's going to be another couple days before I can drive it. I need to drive it. I got looking at everything that I need to do. Everything that's left is either a 1-day job or a 2-day job. Like 1 day or 2 days that I won't be able to drive the monster for each individual job. So I might just do that. Because I normally do my update talk before I go out, but because I was in a hurry and I had to get to the post office, I went there first. And everything was fine until I got down at the corner here heading over to Timmy's, and again, halfway across the road, it shuts off. So. I'm just tired of it. So I did a fairly long tour, and I think it only shut off twice the whole time. Once in the middle of the road, and the second time was just, I came through the school trail, just almost right at the end of it. That's where it stopped the second time. I don't think it shut off any more than that. Those are the only 2 times I can think of. So, but it's nice out today. It's just kind of breezy, but it's nice. I enjoy it. I went out like this, just sweater, no jacket today. I didn't start with a jacket like I normally do. But that's because I came out at the time of day where it's the warmest, which is what I normally do in the summer. But I have to come out early so I can get some work done on the monster. So I don't think there's anything else really to talk about. So while the front end of the monster is still up in the air, I'm gonna, when I put the ball joints on, I've already answered questions before, but I'm gonna show some detail about it, and I've just kind of explained it without moving any parts around. So I'm going to show how to adjust it properly and what situation would lead to being able to turn further one direction than the other. I explained it, but just without being able to show it. So while it's apart, I will do that. I will show how to adjust it properly and why that happens, because I actually had that problem, and it wasn't a huge deal, but it was noticeable that I could turn one way more than the other, and I will explain why and how to fix that problem. Pretty simple. I guess almost all I got. I went out the other day, and they're doing work at where the campground used to be, cutting those trees down. All the trees are down now. It's all open area. It's clear cut. Kind of sad looking now, but I was sitting up at the river and I could hear them. It sounded to me like they were grinding the tree stumps. It was very loud, and I could hear it all the way up at the river. And I'm like, gosh, I'm glad I don't live in that area. I come back and I was watching them. It's a wood chipper that they're running, and they're running like fair sized logs through it. So it is pretty loud. And I got big mountains of wood chips in there now. So I was close. Grinding tree stumps or grinding the trees themselves. It's pretty much the same thing. But the tree stumps are still there, so they'll be doing that next. It's just crazy how loud that was. It kind of destroyed my peace up at the river. So I guess that's all I got. I can't think of anything else. So I was going to put the ball joints on, put everything together today, but I still have to get nuts for the ball joints, new nuts, and I kind of forgot to do that. I forgot to take a ball joint with me to Home Hardware. It's 6 o'clock now. They're probably closed, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow. And we'll see. I don't think I had anything else. I guess that's all I got to talk about. So I will show one of my tours. I'm not sure which one. Today's was nice. We'll find you. I'll just show one of them. Thanks for watching, guys.